Do you want options that don't involve one-on-ones? That was me when I grew my dietitian private practice, and I want to share with you how you too can grow your business without accepting more one-on-ones. The first thing that I did to grow my business without accepting more one-on-ones was grow my brand. Now, I didn't know this, it was more intuitive, but I was able to position myself as an expert, and that helped me get more business with traditional marketing. What that means is I was able to leverage in-person marketing. So I was able to talk to other allied healthcare practitioners, doctors, other people that were interested in getting nutrition speakers. And I was able to practice my relationship building skills in order to get business and promote myself as a dietitian in private practice. Now, looking back, I remember when I was making money as a dietitian in private practice, I wasn't really aware of it at the time, but now that I look back, I was told that I'm very organized. I was told I'm dependable, and I was told I'm responsible. I remember I had a contract for thousands of dollars to do speaking, and it was an annual contract. And I went in the first time I pitched for that job. I mean, they asked me, I got a meeting with the department head to teach a nutrition curriculum. And when I went in, I had already had everything prepared. So I came up with nutrition topics, I created objectives, I had this whole idea of how I could help bring value as a registered dietitian through speaking, which was a lot of money for me. And I was also able to negotiate the rate, which will be a conversation for another day. But I walked into this meeting with a lot of department heads who were very high status, high power, and I brought stapled copies. I was organized, I was diligent, I was early, I was professional, and I got hired. And I remember the person that hired me said, "You're organized. I believe you'll show up and I believe you'll do this." And what that means is that I was building my brand. People thought that I was a responsible registered dietitian who would get the job done. And that's exactly what I'm still known for. I will get the job done. So I want you to think, what words do people use when they're describing you? What are the things that people say about you? Maybe you're working a clinical job, or even in your dietetic internship, think about what people say when it comes to not only your professional presence, but just your personality in general. I've always been told I'm organized. I've always been told that I'm driven and I'm a hard worker. And people saw that. I mean, my passion mixed with my ability to be prepared for that presentation landed me multiple jobs. One job recommended me to another job, and I had this reputation for wanting to talk about nutrition, where I got paid thousands of dollars for an hour of speaking. And I was referred to by several different people in several different organizations and entities so much that I was able to build my dietitian consulting business while I was also working a full-time job. The second thing I did to build my dietitian private practice without taking more one-on-ones was networking. Now, it kind of leads to what I mentioned a moment ago, where I showed up to, let's say, presentations or pitches or conversations and would pitch myself and my services, which were leveraged, meaning I would do speaking. So I wasn't taking one-on-ones. I was speaking in front of 50, 100, thousands of people about nutrition, right? And so networking is a great way that helped me get those roles. So if you're wondering, like, how do I get a meeting? How do I get to sit down with department heads who are going to pay me thousands and thousands of dollars, or at least $1,000 an hour as a dietitian in private practice? The answer would be go talk to people. And that's what I did. I was able to go to events. I had conversation. I talked to a lot of people who were in charge. I didn't even do this consciously. I just found people who happened to be administrators, department heads, people that were looking for initiatives with nutrition. And I would talk to them and say, what can I do? How can I get involved here? And so doing that, word got around fast that I was a hard worker. Word got around fast that I cared about nutrition, where there might be some people that that just punched in and punched out and that didn't care, right? And so I was able to actually do this within my clinical job. I found work and built my nutrition consulting business and got paid outside of my hourly rate. And then I got referred to by the 1199 union here in New York City to speak. And I was doing all kinds of speaking outside of my hospital and outside of consulting gigs. I had multiple consulting gigs, all because I was able to network, talk to people, ask department heads what they needed, found out who cared about nutrition, asked what gaps they had or what they would be willing to do. And I found a way to solve a problem by finding an opportunity where nutrition education could be inserted, with me being that person that would create the curriculum, that would do the speaking and teaching, and that would get involved. I did workshops at schools, charter schools, colleges, universities, academic institutions, hospitals, you name it. I was there talking about nutrition for $1,000 an hour. And I got that because I talked to people. And so I always tell my clients, talk to people, because that's going to help you establish your credibility. And the credibility that I had as a consultant helped me get more work. The third tip would be to create passive income. Passive income can be you creating an ebook or a template or some type of digital download that people can purchase. And the other option is not exactly passive, but you could also do affiliate marketing. So let's say that you believe in a product or a service. Maybe it's Practice Better, right? The nutrition software service. And then you can get a code and you can tell people about using Practice Better. And if they use that code, then you can get a credit or a certain percentage of that sale. So that is actually how I got started with online business, as I became an affiliate for another course about food photography. And I was able to make thousands of dollars of sales within the first 30 days of being an affiliate for a course I didn't make. And then that helped me launch into creating passive income. So right after I was an affiliate, I decided to create a course. And then I was able to earn passive income through that without accepting more one-on-ones. So these are all great ways, whether you're working a full-time job, or let's just say you don't have the personality and you don't want to see people all day because maybe it feels exhausting or it doesn't coincide with your schedule. Maybe you're a mom and you take care of the kids, or it's just not really something you want to do. I want to remind you that there are options to grow your dietitian private practice without taking more one-on-ones. I hope today's video was helpful, and I do have a guide below, a free guide that you can grab to learn more about how to grow your dietitian private practice, and I want you to stay tuned for this next video.